Will Eric's new health crisis signal the end for Bold and the beautiful Patriarch? Eric is the beloved Forrester Patriarch on The Bold and the Beautiful. It's hard to imagine the show without everyone's favorite piano playing, singing, and fashion designer. However, upcoming spoilers have fans worried about Eric. Key takeaways. Eric's faced many health issues in recent years. He almost died during his last health crisis in 2023. A new medical crisis has sparked speculation about Eric's future. More health issues. Eric, John McCook, has had a string of medical issues within the past few years. As fans remember, in 2023, the Forrester Patriarch faced near death following a serious illness. But thanks to Finn, Tanner Novlin, a procedure saved Eric and gave the Forresters the miracle they prayed for. Now, the family might need another miracle. Spoilers for December 1st to 5th say that concerns for Eric's health arise after Donna, Jennifer Garais, shares shocking news. It's been 2 years since Eric's last health crisis, and it might be too soon for another one. However, could the show be planning the Forrester Patriarch's swan song? That's what fans on Reddit believe. Eric's sick again? Does this mean John McCook wants to retire? Asked one viewer. I did notice him being absent from a lot of these episodes, wrote one commenter. One fan hopes Eric doesn't die but wants the Forrester Patriarch to have a happy ending. I hope they just write Eric off. Have him spend his final days at International. This way he can be like Sally Spectre Sr. and always be having fun somewhere. Will Eric die? It's hard to imagine BNB without Eric. Although he may not be featured as much these days, he's still a prominent character, always looking out for his family and his company. Much like his last health storyline, this one is starting out with Eric and Ridge, Torsten K., clashing over Forrester Creations. The company is Eric's pride and joy, and he still wants to be part of it. Yet, Eric thinks it's time his dad hangs up the sketch pad and retires. Eric's not one to walk away from the business he loves, but his latest health issues may force him to. Although it's still uncertain what illness Eric has, it's going to cause lots of worrying and crying for his family. Eric's a fighter and survived many brushes with death in the past. But his latest illness could be the end for him. Do you think Eric will die on BNB? Or will there be another miracle cure for the Forrester Patriarch? The Forrester mansion had always been a place of elegance, arched doorways framing sunlit hallways, tapestries of decades-old sketches, and the subtle scent of citrus polish layered over the faintest whisper of jasmine from the courtyard. But on this particular morning, the house felt heavier, as if absorbing the unspoken fear lingering in every room. At the center of it all stood Eric Forrester. For decades, he had been the grand patriarch of Forrester Creations, the visionary designer, the peacemaker, the romantic, the father, and the icon. His presence commanded respect not through force, but through grace. Yet now, standing in the large living room, leaning on the back of a leather chair, even his posture betrayed the exhaustion that no amount of charm could conceal. He inhaled slowly. Another breath that felt too shallow. Another reminder that something was terribly wrong. The whisper of an omen. The symptoms had begun subtly. A tremor here, a dizzy spell there. Eric brushed them aside with his trademark smile, insisting to Donna that he was just tired or working too hard. But in the quiet moments when no one watched, he would grip the edge of a table until the trembling passed, refusing to admit weakness even to himself. Still, the truth always finds a way. It happened during a fitting with Ridge, when Eric's hand dropped a swatch of silk. The room fell silent, Ridge mid-sentence, the seamstress with her pins paused like a statue, the fabric floating to the floor. Eric stepped back, startled by his own faltering grip. "You okay, Dad?" Ridge had asked, his voice tight with concern. Eric nodded, but it was the kind of nod that fooled no one. Least of all Ridge. By nightfall, the family knew. The tests were scheduled. And the waiting began. 2. Storm clouds over the Forrester family. Today, they gathered in the mansion, Donna pacing, Brooke wringing her hands, Ridge standing with arms crossed so tightly the tension seemed to carve new lines across his face. "You know he won't tell us everything," Brooke murmured. "That's why we're here," Ridge replied. "To hear it from the doctor. Together." Donna stopped abruptly. "He's not just a patient, He's Eric Forrester. The man built a fashion empire. He lifted this family through every storm. Her voice cracked. I can't believe something might take him away. Steffi appeared in the doorway, softer than her usual commanding presence. We don't know anything for sure yet. But her eyes betrayed her fear. Where is he? Ridge asked. In the study, Donna whispered. Sketching. Sketching. Always sketching. Even now, when his hands weren't steady enough, Eric clung to the very thing that defined him. 3. The doctor's arrival. When Dr. Colby finally arrived, the room filled quickly. Eric walked in moments later, refusing Ridge's arm for support, choosing dignity over comfort. The doctor spoke gently, carefully, every word deliberate. Mr. Forrester, your results are concerning. Your lungs are operating at significantly reduced capacity, and the neurological symptoms indicate a degenerative progression. Donna inhaled sharply. Ridge stiffened. Eric only nodded. I see. We can treat the symptoms. We can slow the progression. But we need to understand that this is serious. There was silence, thick, suffocating. Outside, the California sun glinted through the windows as if mocking the gravity inside. Brooke finally broke the stillness. How serious? Dr. Colby hesitated. Life-changing. Possibly life-shortening. Donna let out a sound, a broken whisper. Steffi reached for her hand as tears fell freely. But Eric remained still, his spine straight, eyes thoughtful but unshaken. Thank you, doctor, he said, his voice steady. We'll take it from here. Interrupted softly. 4. The Patriarch's singular courage. Later, after the doctor left, the family dispersed into small pockets of whispered worry. But Ridge stayed behind, watching his father pour himself a glass of iced tea with it. I don't want to lose you. Eric cupped her face gently. You won't. Not yet. Not ever in the ways that matter. Donna closed her eyes, but tears slipped out anyway. What do we do now? We live, he said simply. Fully. Bravely. Together. 6. A family meeting. That evening, Eric called everyone to the living room. When they gathered, Ridge, Brooke, Steffi, Carter, Hope, Zent, he stood before them with a quiet dignity. I know you're all concerned, he began. And you have every right to be. I won't pretend this diagnosis isn't serious. He inhaled carefully. But I am not ready to step aside, to retire, or to accept any fate that anyone tries to assign to me. The room absorbed his words like a heartbeat.